Hello. So, one of the things I've been doing is testing the viability of War Factory. Like, it was crazy before. And in this patch where you get a lot more economy, it should be better, right? Because you can funnel all the money to the War Factory. Or it might be worse because the enemy has a faster time building a counter for it. So my experience has been, I don't know yet. it's pretty good, but not in every situation. So here we are playing against Tangdil, and this very. I get these games a lot, like the enemies deploying, starting with sledgehammers early on and deploying 2 more sledges. And go from there. It's pretty standard. I don't remember what this game will happen. So I'm already thinking of going into War Factory when I see like Sledgehammer or Arclight start. And he's aerial spec, I'm giant spec. I'm a bit afraid of the boats against the factories. And the Rhino is pretty good here. I think Marksman would have been better, but the Rhino is more money when I sell them. And I think he should go Mustang here, right? Because I have 4 fangs here. And I'm basically decided that I will go a factory. That's why I took the Rhinos. That's why I'm building the boat. The boat is pretty good into his board with the Rhinos. The Rhinos provide frontline against the Mustangs, and then the boat will clean up the sledges. And I don't care about losing deployments with the factories. And the Overlord usually it serves a couple of purposes. One, when I unlock it, the enemy can't get the Overlord drop from the free cards. It isn't that problematic versus War Factory, like building Overlords, but if they get late game the drop with 2 level 2 Overlords and then build like 3 more, it's pretty scary. So that's one thing. The second thing is it's giant, it's a big unit. I can cash it out for 400 next turn, or the turn I go War Factories when I need the money. And then it usually prompts the enemy to go like a Phoenix. And the Phoenix are pretty useless against the factory. So I think it's a pretty good play if you are trying to go War Factory. But it's pretty terrible otherwise. Like in this situation, going into an Overlord it's not good. It's like a game losing deployment in my opinion if you're doing something else. So it might be easy to see that I'm doing factories and prepare for him. It might also mean that I'm just stupid and doing the wrong place, so missile strike value was quite good. I usually like to save money like all the money with the factories and not even take the missile strike, which is very powerful spell, but getting a level 2 Mustang here, it saves a lot of HP and it's quite good later on to kill, for example, phoenixes. We are still on full health and don't lose that much here. Yeah, just take the money. Here's our first factory. And I think we should go Phoenix summoning here. Like looking at this board, the sledge production is the best one here, I think, against Mustangs, crawlers. We have quite a bad clear here, only one arc light. But then we lose all the HP to the phoenixes. So I'm opting to start with the phoenix production. And we actually sold both of the rhinos already. We are getting pretty overrun here though. It was pretty important to save HP on the early rounds. In hindsight, this positioning was bad. Should have probably put it here. He does have EMP on the phoenixes. I remember I was counting the monies if I could take the senior defense specialist. It's quite good with the factory, but I skip it so I can do my turn. I have just enough money to build sledge production and another factory when I sell the Overlord. And I'm not... I don't know what his response is gonna be. I don't actually know which one is the best response. I think I've beaten a lot of different strategies with the factories. I have lost some games, but they have usually been lost to some kind of tempo plays. Like Overlords are pretty good. Melting point works sometimes if you have a board to support it. Scorpions with acid might be good sometimes. I still don't quite understand every situation. But in this game, for example, the free units that give economy are much better for me than they are for him. I get way more value because I sell the units and I put them in a technology that produces just more of them. It's crazy. Usually the enhancement module is quite powerful with the factory, but I already leveled my storms. If I would have these two level available, I think I would pick the enhancement module. But here I skip it and just sell the big storm. And actually this is kind of crazy. He has enhancement module and intensive training. If he takes it. For sure he needs to take it, right? Yeah. So he sold something and developed scorpions. And went straight into acid. There's a couple things you can do against the acid. You can go the tower range and range on factories. Or you can just peek on the factories around so they don't walk into the acid, they just continue producing in the backline. There's a big unit we can sell. It's 1000 credits. There's also steel balls that we can go mech division on. Yeah, and actually we take it. The mech div balls are quite good against his board. Like, he doesn't have any clear. He has 3 arc lights that clear the crawlers, basically. Nothing else. So that's another thing that's quite good against acid scorps. Just mech div balls, because they don't usually have enough economy to go heavy clear and acid scorpions, because you need two technologies on the scorps. And we go steel ball production and mech div, and no new factories. And he does the same, actually. We clicked the tower range, but didn't take the range enhancement. But yeah, the factories aren't even in the acid. I had one factory game, by the way, where both players went factories, then the round took so long that both of us died at the same turn. Because there was all the factories were on the board. So we won the game with factories. So this is how you factory on this patch. And it works quite well. I still haven't figured out in which cases it works specifically. But usually against like sledges and arc lights and commits into that, they are quite powerful. Especially if you can block the Overlord drops. The war factory is a pretty stupid strategy. I hope they nerf it. But it's a fun cheese to do. I like it. Thanks for watching.